With domestic tourism allowed in the Klang Valley after it moved into Phase 2 of the National Recovery Plan, hotels are ready for fully vaccinated guests but are concerned about unregulated home-sharing businesses hampering recovery efforts.
Malaysian Association of Hotels Chief Executive Officer Yap Lip Sang said licensed hotels were well prepared with contingency and isolation plans in the event that COVID-19 cases were detected.
He said besides following all the standard operating procedures under the NRP, hotels had also taken extra precautions, especially on operational controls, from guest interactions to employees and even the back office.
We are well prepared and since day one, have demonstrated a high level of compliance with SOP to minimize risks to both employees and guests, and that should be the guiding principle moving forward.
As part of our Clean and Safe Malaysia Hygiene and Safety label, there are also contingency and isolation plans.
Hotels are prepared to foot the higher operational costs to assure guests of their safety and health, he added.
Yap, however, said unregulated home-sharing businesses would have a negative impact on efforts to control the pandemic as they were operating without their SOP compliance being monitored.
Since the pandemic, there have been multiple reports of SOP breaches at these accommodations, including drug parties at residential areas compromising the livelihoods and safety of local communities, he added.
This concern was echoed by Malaysia Budget and Business Hotel Association Deputy President Dr. Sri Ganesh Makil, who called upon the government to immediately enforce the short-term rental accommodation guidelines that have long been postponed.
He said without solving the problem of unregulated home-sharing businesses, the hospitality industry would not be able to make any meaningful economic recovery and unlicensed home-sharing operators would be able to flout the COVID-19 SOP.
It is not fair for the hotels to adhere to all regulations while home-sharing businesses are not regulated.
They are a threat to the hospitality industry and until now, all the parties responsible have failed to resolve the matter.
As long as the STRA guidelines are not resolved, the recovery of the hospitality industry will be a failure, he added.
Sri Ganesh also called upon the government to enact legislation to regulate online travel agencies as they had caused many issues for the hospitality industry.
The high commission set by online travel agencies have caused hoteliers to incur losses and lower income.
For the sake of continuing our business, we are forced to follow the sales prices as well as promotions set by online travel agencies.
The government also directly incurs losses on the service tax and this will also have an effect on the annual threshold value for hotels, he said.
As for Klang Valley Budget and Business Hotels' capability to operate, Sri Ganesh said most hoteliers were in deep financial trouble with no capital to restart and would need time to put their business back on track.
The operation costs will be higher as we need to prepare sanitizers, extra forms and signage, and proper chemicals to wash the linens, he said, adding that the industry would not be able to recover fully as long as borders remain closed and interstate travel was still banned.